What's up, everybody? This is Saint Hills. Welcome to Saudade Stories, where I share with you the stories behind the music.
Yes.
So, the whole alien persona, as it kind of went along, I started having a lot of fun with it, and I got my inflatable alien dude, and I got the beanie and all of that. But where it really comes down to, as I was saying before, it's me embracing this idea that I have been alienated for various reasons, and just really not really caring about the labels anymore. I'm strange to some people. Some people think because I'm an immigrant, because I'm LGBT or whatever, that I'm different than them and I'm strange. And you know what? That's cool. We're all different in a way. So that's really what it came down to, the alien persona and the immigration stuff, having to write these forms where they're literally form I blah 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 alien petition. It's another thing is that I'm really into astronomy. If you haven't noticed, we'll talk about the sci-fi part of the concept as well. But I've always been into space and I find it fascinating. But in my university, my minor was astronomy. So I majored in music and social justice and I minored in astronomy. And I found it fascinating that I was taking classes about exoplanets and literally the possibility of extraterrestrial life and what we know about aliens today. But at the same time, we have all this technology and we're discovering new planets and crazy things in space like gravity waves, but we call each other, people in our own planet, aliens. So are we really even prepared, emotionally and mentally to meet aliens? No, we can't even find brotherhood in our own planet. So are we even ready for that? It's a conflict I have between my passion of space and exploration, but also humanity and the issues that we have on this planet. That's where the alien persona comes from. I was very intrigued with this idea of feeling like I'm an outcast and I'm othered for parts of just who I am and my experience as a human being. But ironically, because the most human thing to be is an alien, everybody feels like they're the other. Everybody feels outcast or different at one point in their life, no matter who you are, no matter what you go through. So that, but also just loving space and studying astronomy and studying exoplanets and extraterrestrial life, knowing that people in this world call me an alien. So all of that, yeah. And then going on to the sci-fi part, when I wrote this album, I was in a very lonely place in my life, but it wasn't just lonely. There was a lot of healthy solitude at this state of my life. But you can hear it in my voice. I was transitioning at that part of my life I was transitioning into the gender I've always identified with and I've always felt comfortable with, but I finally had the opportunity to do so. And it was hard going out into the street and socializing with people a lot when they saw me as something that I wasn't. Sci-fi was my great escapism in that time. I would literally just go to space in my mind and in these concepts and in Star Wars and in Interstellar and all of these other movies and pieces of fiction and art that talked about very human subjects but in a very faraway place. That was escapism, but it was also grounding for me, ironically, because I know it's space and stuff, but it just helped me cope, really, So that's the importance of sci-fi to me. That was it for today's episode. Stay tuned for the next Saudade Story. That was good. I'm really glad I was finally able to talk about how sci-fi was escapism for me. Because people be like,
Wait, go back.